The Renin Angiotensin Aldosterone system, better known as RAAS, is an endocrine pathway in the human body that regulates fluid balance and arterial vasoconstriction, which ultimately affects blood pressure. To remain healthy, the human body needs to maintain homeostasis. The regulation of blood pressure is important as it ensures enough oxygen and nutrients are transported by blood to all cells in the body. The regulation of fluid balance is also significant as the optimal function of cells, nerves, and muscles requires homeostatic fluid balance. The key homeostatic mechanisms of the Renin Angiotensin Aldosterone system rely on a number of organs and systems working together. These include kidneys, liver, lungs, heart and cardiovascular system, adrenal cortex, pituitary gland, and hypothalamus. How is RAAS activated? There are both extrinsic and intrinsic factors that can trigger the activation of RAAS. Baroreceptors, found in the carotid sinus, are stimulated when there is a drop in blood pressure and volume due to extrinsic factors such as dehydration or hemorrhaging, and in turn activate RAAS. Intrinsically, a drop in renal perfusion will activate RAAS. The juxtaglomeralar apparatus of the kidneys initiates this response. The granular cells of the afferent arteriole act as baroreceptors, which sense a decrease in blood pressure. The macular denser cells of the distal convoluted tubule act as chemoreceptors, which detect a reduction of sodium chloride concentration in tubular fluid. A decrease in blood pressure results in reduction of glomerular filtration rate and therefore decreased sodium concentration.
Once RAAS is activated, how does it work? When the granular cells receive the message to activate RAAS, they secrete a hormone called renin. This can also be referred to as angiotensinogeniase. For renin to be functional, it needs two more things to occur. Firstly, the liver constitutively produces the protein angiotensinogen. Renin acts like an enzyme and breaks down angiotensinogen to create angiotensin 1, which has no biological activity. Secondly, the angiotensin converting enzyme, or ACE, which is found in the endothelium of the lungs, converts angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is extremely bioactive and increases blood pressure in many different ways. It causes systemic arterial vasoconstriction, which increases blood pressure. Angiotensin 2 also stimulates the adrenal cortex to release the steroid hormone aldosterone, which prompts the distal convoluted tubules and the collecting ducts of the kidneys to reabsorb more sodium and water. This results in increased fluid retention and elevated blood pressure. Additionally, it causes the pituitary gland to release vasopressin, an antidiuretic hormone created in the hypothalamus and stored in the pituitary gland, which decreases urine output by increasing water reabsorption in the collecting duct of the nephron. This increases the amount of water in circulation and therefore blood volume and pressure. Another result of this process within RAAS is the hypothalamus stimulating a thirst response, promoting an increase in fluid intake to increase blood volume and pressure. The sympathetic nervous system is also motivated to increase heart rate and stroke volume. RAAS is one of the most complex and important systems in maintaining homeostasis in the human body through the regulation of blood pressure and fluid balance. This negative feedback loop system ensures constant regulated blood flow to all areas of the body and is an essential system for our survival.